What follows is for news and entertainment purposes only. Any use of the forthcoming information in violation of any federal, state, or local law is prohibited. Mike North, you are on fire.
You know anybody else that good?
No.
No, they'll tell you they are. They may think they are, but we're documented every single week. The eye is on us.
That's
and I ain't talking about the eye of CBS, the public eye. The first feeling I got when I won a bet was elation. The worst feeling was when I lost a bet and I wanted to jump off a balcony.
Give me a quick betting tip.
Yeah, do win and don't lose, but usually it doesn't always work out that way. How many times you heard this? I'm going to Vegas. I go, how'd you do? Well, if I lost $4,000, but you go there to have fun. No, you go there to win. And that's what's wrong with people. They have the negative mentality in anything they do, including sports, before you even laid the bet down. So you got to be positive. Vegas Scores and Odds is the landing place that gave me an opportunity to handicap. They let me show what I could do, and there's packages, there's free picks. What does Vegas Scores and Odds do when you perform? They reward you, and they take care of you, and that's why we're ready to do this show.
Vegas Scores and Odds presents the Mike North Advantage, and it begins right now. That's right, the Mike North Advantage starts right now. I am Aldo Gandia, Mike's wingman, and if it is Wednesday, that means it's Vegas Scores and Odds presents the Mike North Advantage. Mike will have 3 free picks for you for tonight's action. That's 3 free picks. We're also going to talk plenty of sports. Here in Chicago, we've got the pitching debut of Dylan Cease. Will he be a phenom or a flop? We'll get Mike's take. And what has happened to the Chicago Cubs? June was an awful month for them. Will July be just as bad or worse? Let's get Mike's take on NBA free agency. Who are the winners and losers? And we'll see what else comes up out of this totally unscripted 60 minutes of Mike North. And let me welcome in now, Mike North. How are you, my friend?
It's good to talk to you, Aldo. As you know, we're going to take most of July off on Mondays because, we got things to do and we got other things. But I'll tell you what, we'll be back before you know it because we'll have Bears stuff going on, everything else. We're going to have a new sponsor by that time tied up for Mondays. You know what? Vegas Scores and Odds today. God bless them. A big, big day to be talking to them. And before I commensurate with you, I'm just going to say punch the number in your phone right now, folks. If you're driving, pull over. 1-800-808-3419 for a free pick and info for the premier handicapping site in the country, VegasScoresandOdds.com. It's the only site you'll ever need with expert handicappers like Johnny Anthony, Dennis Macklin, Tony Zacco, Ray Monahan, yours truly, and many more. Check out the homepage of VegasScoresandOdds.com. Check out the tour plan. You'll see I'm 4-1 the last 7 days. I've had 2. I've had one game 2 days ago that was the LA Angels. That was canceled due to death of a player. And then last night there was a rainout. So you know what? Today, hopefully, I have the Milwaukee game up right now. So they'll play, hopefully, because there's been a lot of rain. But check it out at VegasScoresandOdds.com. Second all time with picks. I'm basically about 10 away from the coveted over 200 mark, which not many people do in this or any other generation. I will only say this once. Jordan, Jagger, Vito Corleone, and North. Pick packages ranging from daily to weekly to monthly, or how about the whole year? So dial up 1-800-808-3419 for the free pick. Aldo, how the hell are you, my friend? How you been? I missed you. How you been?
I know. Only talking once a week now is it's different for me. I'm like missing. I need my Mike North fix. Thanks for.
I talk to you as much as I talk to my brother and my mother. For God's sake.
I hear you.
Usually during the bear season. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Mom, I gotta hang up. It's Aldo. Mom, I gotta hang up. It's my brother Danny. Danny, I gotta hang up. It's Aldo. So But right now it's the quiet time, or is it the quiet time? Very surprised. You and I, unbeknownst. Now, I know, and you know people that know me that will tell you. I've had a million ideas, or I've had stuff that's happened that's been stolen from me, and people have gotten credit for it, and I never cared. Everybody, it's no big deal. But the White C was my idea.
That's
White
awesome.
C on Bears Barroom, when was it, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
When they announced the uniforms?
Yes. It was about...
Let me ask you something. They never said nothing about the White C. Nothing.
Correct.
They had the uniforms all set. So we came on Barroom when? I think about 4, 5, 6 months ago, right?
Correct.
Or when they announced the uniforms.
They announced the uniforms, I want to say it was 2.5 months ago, 3 months ago maybe.
Right. And maybe there was some stuff that was being talked about it beforehand. But I remember specifically saying, Aldo, I got to tell you something. If they don't have the White C, they're wasting their time.
Yep.
There were many teams that played with the White C. It's almost like the Rams, how they used to have the gold ram horns and then the white ram horns, and the Bears, excuse me, switched to the orange C. I couldn't believe when they did it. I still love the White C, as you saw on Twitter, folks at North to North. I have a White C hat.
I saw that. Awesome. I love that hat.
Yeah, that hat, and hopefully the Bears are going to sell those, or they'll pick them up. That's an NFL-style hat I ordered years ago. And my buddy Jim Karetsis, who I haven't talked to for a while, at Barnum 22, said the White C. And I saw Jimmy, and I just tweeted him back, we should go and sneak in this year like we used to. When they were the White C, when we used to sneak into Wrigley Field, when we used to sneak in with the band, alongside the Birdie Brothers Buns truck one time, walking in with the Andy Frayne ushers, like we were, with them. People throwing their stubs to us from the right field bleachers
Yes.
in cups. I mean, just ways to get in. Then we went to Soldier Field. Well, getting there was the big part.
Yeah.
That's like the walk and the trudge through hell. But
Really?
we did the same thing. Walked in with the Honey Bears
Oh, nice.
one time. Just walked right in with them, and they're with us. We're two kids, and those were some good times. So I don't know if the Bears, if I want to just pay, or should I sneak in, Aldo, with my buddy Jimmy? I'll be 60. Well, when the game's, I'll be 67. Should I try to sneak in, see if I still got it? Like the old bank robbers that come back and try to rob a bank, like the old man with the gun with Robert Redford. I mean, when he's in his 80s, he's robbing banks.
Yes, absolutely. And then what we'll do is you'll go on, Twitter Live or Facebook Live or one of these things.
I'll go on the Barroom.
That's right. And you videotape it live for everybody. Mike North sneaking into Soldier Field. Oh, my God.
Right.
That is awesome.
Like the old days. The old craftsman back. Tommy Edison coming on, trying to work the new light.
I can hear the music soundtrack from Thief, the James Caan movie with Tangerine Dream playing in the background.
And then drinks afterward at the Green Mill, which originally was broken up in the movie, was blown up.
That's right.
So I'm very happy about the White Sea, and I want to thank the Bears. And I know some of the people that work there. Greg Miller works for the Bears and other people. Look, I've heard it all. I'm going to finally take credit. This was my idea. Aldo was my witness.
Absolutely.
Nobody else had talked about it, period.
Absolutely. But I'll tell you.
And that was on Barroom.
Yes, absolutely. I'll find the clip, and I'll have it ready for the next time we do our show
Oh, my God.
together.
That's going to be tough. We've done a lot of shows now.
Oh, my gosh. We're up to 66 shows total, and this is I believe it's number 7 of Vegas Scores and Odds presents the Mike North
to work
Advantage.
with. All the things you heard about me. Oh, just crazy. Out of my mind, just unreasonable, just hard to work with from some people. I don't know how it's I don't know how I lasted 17 years at one place, 8 years at another, and now with Barroom, for crying out loud, we're 66 now, and now I'm with ESPN, and by the way, with the Barroom, I'm 15 above with Vegas Scores and Odds. But boy, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, I told Aldo I was a little mystified. The last 2 weeks, 8-1 on ESPN with the odds couple, 12-3 as a team. Mm-hmm. So we're hot.
We are hot. And
all the venues are going good, and they brought back the White Sea.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? I got to give credit to the Chicago Bears organization.
Me too.
They have really stepped things up with their marketing efforts over the last 2-3 years, their social media campaigns. They've done just a great job.
Shouldn't have given me credit, though, for the White C. You think somebody will let me know? Or do you think that one of the young marketers stole it? Which is fine. I understand.
That's well.
What do you think?
Add it to the list of things that have been stolen from Mike North's brain and mouth.
Shunned, abused, broken.
That's you. That's Mike.
Besides that, I feel good. By the way, I'm going to make an announcement on Bears Barroom.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I'm getting a little bit older now, but don't try me. I can still go. Aldo and I can still go. Okay?
Yes.
Especially if the order's coming. All I'm going to tell you is this.
The bill.
Right. All I'm going to tell you is this. I am going to make an announcement on Bears Barroom that should make national news for the significance of it.
Ooh.
Because I just got done reading the first act of the movie Raging Mouth, which is going to be about my life story. And BB filled in 10 pages, and she's a talented writer, and I want to thank her so much because, the autobiographer, Jeremy Morrison, can only do so much. He forms the skeleton, he writes a lot of the story, but then they give it to the people that were there. And my wife was a top 10th of her class person at Loyola and a great writer. Mm-hmm. And she has done a tremendous job with Jeremy putting the first act together. And the reason I bring that up is because in the second act, because in the first act it's all about, Lynn Bramer and Weiner telling me I'm not going to go on I can't go on XRT and do the athletes' feats, and there's going to be stuff with Seth Mason and Danny Lee and Harvey Wells and BB and Ron Gleason, but it stops there. So now we get to the second act, Eldo. Mm-hmm. And you're saying, what the hell's Mike going with this? Because he just said a special announcement. We know about the movie. He's chirping again. He doesn't know what. He lost his place. He's getting, some timers. Who knows what's wrong with him? What I'm trying to say is that in the second act, it's going to be the formation of the score, but also the McCaskey fight. Ooh. Okay, in April of '92.
Oh my!
Which
goodness.
really put the station on the map nationally and locally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or more locally because. Let me tell you, me and McCaskey going at it in '92. Anybody that knows anything about social media knows that would have gone viral.
Yep.
Period.
Oh my goodness.
Period.
Yes. Oh jeez.
Okay, but it's going to dredge up the argument again because it's going to be in the movie.
Right.
But here's what I want to do, Aldo.
Okay.
I want to make peace with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing people want to make peace with this person, this country, that country. The McCaskey thing was what, 92?
92, yeah. I think
we were young.
Yes, we were young.
It's time to move forward. And by the way, I coached at Notre Dame for 6 years, where the McCaskey family has been big donors and prevalent. They went there. But George McCaskey's the guy that seems to get the Bear history. He's the guy, I think, that's gotten it more than any of the other McCaskeys, and nothing against the rest of them.
Yeah, that is true.
What I know Brian real well. Brian McCaskey and I are friends. That I'll tell you.
I didn't know that.
That was my friend of the McCaskey. Oh, yeah. Brian's a good guy. They're all good guys. It was the time. It was the timing. It was the way the team was going. It was Ditka on the ropes. It was a new radio station. It was a new guy. It was the owner, and I was the fans guy. How could I go on that show? And then I got beat up by everybody at the station that worked in other parts of the media because there was some swamp at the station. Okay? And then all of a sudden it turned around.
Right.
In our favor. So I wrote that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah.
And I know that it was very painful for the family and for Michael McCaskey. Here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to shake hands. I'm willing to smoke the peace pipe with them. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to walk through botanical gardens with them. Anywhere he wants to go. If he wants to go for a hot dog. It's been too long. So if Bears Barroom could put a little message out
I will.
To the Bears, You know how to do it. I want to make up with the guy. Enough is enough. I want to make up with the family. Look, I've been a Bear fan since I was 6. That's 60 years.
Wow.
And I've been to games. I paid to get in. I snuck in. I've covered them in the press box. I've lived a dream. I've been best friends with Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, Doug Buffon, and Dick Butkus, and I still am with Dick and with Gale, although Gale, is in bad way right now, and other people like OB. So I can be friends with the McCaskies.
Absolutely.
That's over with. I mean, that was a long time ago, man. How was it, 92?
Yeah, that's what.
28 years? What is 26?
Yeah, it's almost 30 years ago. Let it
All
go.
Right. So what we got, I don't want to let it go. What I want to do is make up with them, though.
Well put, exactly.
But will they let it go? Because I cause heartache. As you know, I can cause heartache.
I think that they are in such a good mood over there at Hallis Hall with things looking up.
I'm in a good mood.
Everybody who loves the Chicago Bears should be in a great mood. And
well, you know what? It never bothered me that George Hallis owned the team or anything else. I heard the stuff about him. He was cheap. And I was a kid, and I didn't care. I loved Jim Cadile. I loved Bob Wataska. You want me to go? I'll go all night long, like I said on the video. I was Mike Pyle. I worked with Mike Pyle. He was a center on the 63 team, and I was at the game as a 9-year-old.
Damn good player.
Damn good player. Johnny Morris is my buddy. The man who represents the White Sea more than anybody, and then goes on to make $1 million as an anchor back when $1 million was $5 million.
Wow.
I love the White Sea. I'm passionate. They were my first. That was my first girl, man. The Bears.
Your first girl.
And I'm still with the one 40 years, and I'm still with the Bears 60 years. And I just want to make up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it's going to come up in the movie. So Michael might as well come to the. We got 2 more acts to go, but he might as well come to the premiere.
Absolutely. And you know what, Mike? I think they are probably going to sit back and wait to see how Michael McCaskey is portrayed in this movie, because if he's going to come off as being a dunderhead, which is kind of what you accused him of being when you did the radio interview.
Listen, I don't need you to run the train off the tracks right about now. Okay? This isn't my dad putting the train set together on Christmas Eve night at 11:30 with 5 scotch and waters in them, and the train goes off the track, and he goes, how'd that happen? So you know what I'm saying to you, dear Lord.
Oh, memories. Well,
that's all I'm going to say. I hope we make up. By the way, the White Sox are winning 6-3.
Yeah, we're going to talk White Sox. But I was going to say quickly before we leave that subject, we've got to cast the Michael McCaskey character with a distinguished.
Well, it's only going to be by voice.
Oh, okay. So, well, then let's cast that voice with somebody who brings some name recognition. Voice of Michael McCaskey by I don't know, Malcolm McDowell or some famous voice or something like that, because then they would really appreciate that. Don't you think the McCaskey?
This is really starting to go the other way, this whole thing.
Yeah, the budget for the movie just went up.
Dear Lord on high, I got the rosary out. I haven't seen it for a week. No, you're right. And that's part of the whole movie. The second act is McCaskey.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, but then it's the personalities, everything else, and then the drinking and this and that. And, oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Dear
Good
Lord,
stuff.
help me on high.
Cannot wait. All right,
that's
let's
all
talk.
I'm going to say. But I'll tell you what, it's all good, and I just want to make up with them. I've had enough.
I think that's a great gesture, and don't worry.
I want to go out on good terms with everybody, which means I'm going to go out on good terms with 63% of the people I know.
Those are the odds, right?
Those are good odds.
Those
are
are
the
damn
odds
good
of my
odds.
winning picks right now. That's all I'm going to say. By the way, James McCann, is there any law against re-signing him?
I don't think so. And I've heard rumors that he was going to potentially be on the trade market around the trading deadline, which is at the end of this month. I hope not, because this guy can play, and he's good for the team. Great attitude.
If they trade this son of a gun, he's a fan favorite.
Yep.
He's an all-star catcher.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with what the Sox are thinking because the White Sox know you can go out and get a couple nice pieces for this guy the way he's playing right now.
Absolutely.
But then who's catching for you next year? Is that going to be Zach Collins?
Oh, they got so many young players in the minors that could potentially, but I don't know.
Is that the guy that plays third catcher for them?
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, check it out. I know I just threw you for a loop on that, but
it's all right.
I think it is Zach Collins. Let me go to the black box, and who doesn't want to go to the black box, right, Aldo? You've told me many times. Zach Collins, catcher. Hold on. I knew it. Zach Collins.
Alan Collins is an American professional baseball catcher for the Chicago White Sox.
That's the problem. He's 6'3".
6'3".
And he came up recently, and he's played 16 games. He's got one hit. He's hitting 63.
Well, that's
but
a
he's a
problem.
kid. Now what do? I signed this guy for another year at least, with an option.
Absolutely.
You can't let him walk out the door. Sooner or later, the rebuild's got to stop. And you got to decide who's going to play where. You can't be deciding every year who's my catcher.
Right.
You think the Cincinnati Reds, did the Big Red Machine go every year, who's going to catch for us? No. You know when they started losing? When they were really going, who's going to catch for us? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Once they lost bench, it was over.
Right.
The catcher's important. I think that it's an underrated position. It's underrated in all sports.
Always
and
has
James McCann deserves to be re-signed.
Yep, I totally agree. I know they're high on Zach Collins. I'm looking over and getting more familiar with him. I know they're high on Zach Collins, but
I saw him play. He's okay. I think he hit the ball, a home run on his first at bat the night I was watching.
I believe.
And I go,
right.
oh my God! And then all hell hit the fan, and he hasn't. He didn't. He's not showing.
Right. He's a big guy. Wow, 6'3".
Well, when do you play games? If Minnesota is your play next year, sooner or later you got to make a stand, and you got to say, "This is going to be my catcher. This is going to be my first baseman." You cannot be playing musical chairs with important position like catcher every single year and expect to win. Why do the Cubs, as bad as they are, why are they a legitimate team? Because they got a catcher.
Exactly.
Contreras.
Exactly. A damn good catcher.
Yeah, exactly right. Why was the Cardinals good for so many years? Molina.
Yep.
Why were the Sox good, even though it didn't show for Pudge? Because of Fisk.
Right.
But then, 2005, there was no better catcher or instigator. He was the Dennis Rodman of baseball, A.J. Brzezinski.
And it's not you're not talking just about hitting. You're talking about a guy who can work with pitchers and improve the pitching staff just because of his knowledge and calling the game and settling down pitchers during tough times and so forth. And McCann, who has been working with an awful staff all season long, has proven that he's got all of the tools necessary to be a great catcher offensively and defensively. He needs to stick around. There's no doubt about it.
I agree. And I'm going to tell you something. He's hitting 320. I look up the box score today getting ready for the show. Because, folks, believe it or not, I know I sound like a lunatic at times, and I know that basically people are afraid to walk the streets when I'm driving the car. But I do prepare for the show. And I saw right off the bat, Elbow, he got a hit.
He got a hit.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
And I'm saying to myself, this guy made the All-Star team. He's on a one-year deal, right?
Yes.
So why aren't we tying this guy up? Because if they let this guy go, there's going to be a problem.
I agree.
I know they got Zach Collins, but when you make plans on potential over actual fact, you're in trouble.
Right. Well, and you've got to trade some of your young assets for pitching help. So why not Zach Collins and keep McCann? I mean, I'm just looking at
Or they would say, why not McCann and keep Collins? Because I'll tell you why. Because Collins could be the future, could be another. I've seen plenty of catchers
Oh, yes.
who were supposed to be all that. Ron Karkovice. They pushed Fisk out.
Oh, gosh. Remember that? Yeah.
To put that goof at catcher. And I was at the Score at the time. I couldn't believe the people that wanted him to play ahead of Fisk or anybody else.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, I remember hearing that. Absolutely. That was,
was
the grass is always
absolutely
greener.
horrible.
Yes, the grass
And
is always greener,
the
right,
White
Mike?
Sox do nothing but make horrible moves like that.
I know.
And you know what? This will be a horrible move.
Yep.
Because is Zach Collins going to hit 330 at any point in his life? I don't know.
Right, exactly. Well, I'll tell you, this is a good time to extend contracts for some of these players. I know Jose Abreu has got a contract coming up, but your young stars, guys
Unless
like...
he's saying, I don't want to negotiate.
Right, well...
Unless he's saying, I want to go free agent next year. How much money could he get on the open market? This is an all-star catcher, and the White Sox should be negotiating at this moment with him.
Exactly. Totally with you on that. Totally with you. Well, and contracts to guys like Eloy Jimenez and some of these other young players, they don't have to worry about that for a few years. So now's the time to sign a McCann to a nice, big, fat deal and keep him around because he's too valuable. Absolutely. I'm with you 100%.
Unless they think he's just having a lucky year. I watch him. I watch how he handles the pitching staff. Like you just said, I watch how he hits. Excuse me. Here's what I really watch. He's been throwing out base runners, too.
Yep.
So I watch him dig the ball out of the dirt. And then I watch him have a one-year deal. And I know that the kid announcer, what's his name, Jason?
Yeah.
This guy gets excited about everything like it's the seventh game of the World Series.
I like him. I like him because of that.
Yeah, I understand that, but I mean, temper it every so often.
Yes,
I thought
hear you.
Dylan Cease today was average. Okay, I thought he was average, but I also thought he had tremendous stuff. But when this kid would get a strikeout, here, I want Jason to get as excited or as down in the dumps about a walk, because we saw plenty of those today too. They're going to try to paint Dylan Cease like he's Don Drysdale. Dylan Cease gets an incomplete from me today, even though he's going to win the game.
Well, they're on their way. Dylan Cease, his numbers look like 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, gave up 4 hits, had 6 strikeouts, gave up a home run. He threw 101 pitches, 61 of them for strikes. The ERA after these 5 innings.
How many walked?
Let's see. He had 4 walks. So, yeah, he had control issues. There was no doubt. I think he walked.
So, you know why you don't get as many hits?
Well,
I used to say this about Kerry Wood. If he wasn't going to strike you out, he was going to walk you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you got those 4 walks are like hits. So how many hits did he give up today?
He gave up a total of 4 hits, along with the 3.
And he gave up the 4 walks. That's 8 people getting on base in 5 innings, and he threw 101 pitches.
Correct.
He gets an incomplete from me at best.
Yeah. Well,
But he's going to win the game, which is a good thing.
Well, I'll tell you this. I can't argue with your grade, but the kid has phenomenal stuff. He's got a fastball.
He had great stuff today.
Right. He's got a fastball that approaches 100 miles an hour, and he's got a curveball that just falls right off the table. It's really a tough pitch. If this guy can control his nerves and just give us some steady progression, or give the White Sox some steady progression, he could be, a top-flight pitcher, which is what these White Sox need to go along with Lucas Giolito. You and I have talked about that. And by the way, I want to give you a shout-out, too, because when it comes down to McCann, I remember when they first acquired him, you were saying, I like this acquisition. So you were on his train from the very start. So good for you.
Well, the thing I liked is that they had a little pipeline. They had a Vila the year before. So they have a pipeline with Detroit Tiger pitchers that Detroit doesn't want to sign. So they get this kid. Right. I've seen this guy play. He keeps himself in impeccable shape.
Yep.
He plays every day, or he wants to play every day. He's been a leader. The pitching staff has been better because of him, not despite of him.
Right.
And I just think he comes to swing. I'm watching him bat right now. And he just took a cut. He almost broke his back. I mean, so he's got the eye black on. He's a family favorite as far as White Sox fans are concerned, and I think they should try to tie him up.
I'm with you. I am with you. So, okay, we've talked about the White Sox. Usually at the half.
And you know what you do real quick? I'm sorry, Aldo.
No problem.
Zach Collins still makes the team.
Oh, yeah.
You signed this guy for another year to help Zach Collins.
Unless you can work out a deal for him to bring in some, pitching help, because I'm still hoping that they make a run for this wild card playoff berth. I think that would be good for these young players to experience a playoff type atmosphere for August and
But they're in
September.
one right now, which is good.
Yes, it is good.
They're in it, like you just said. They're right in it. They're fighting. Here's what I like today. They played hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing hard. They're not lollygagging. I watch Major League Baseball folks around the country, and there are people jogging to first base.
Oh,
It's
my
sickening.
goodness.
And the managers just sit in the dugout. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name teams. I don't even write it down, except when I lose because of that. That's all. I see guys watching the ball at home plate. I see the White Sox, when they hit the ball, actually run hard. So I like what Renteria's done. I'd sign this McCann to another year with an option and bring Zach Collins in to catch 45, 50 games next year and maybe DH.
I like the way you're thinking. And, Mike, if you were to write down every time you saw guys lollygagging around on a baseball field, you would have carpal tunnel syndrome in your hands, because it happens every game. It's ridiculous. These guys need to play like Pete Rose. Oh, there's a base hit to left field, and the Sox are going to take a 7-3
Who just got that hit?
Mr. McCann.
I'm just telling you. And I don't read anything in the papers about him. We're on TV. Look, the guy just proved my point.
Yeah.
The White Sox lead 7-3 now. The guy just proved my point.
Yep.
There's nothing better. This is what happens to me. I'm uncanny. This is the way it is. Nothing anybody can do about it. I don't care where you work. I don't care what station you're at. This is why I've been around for this many years. I call these things.
That is great.
Enough.
All right, let's
Get
keep.
this guy under wraps, because you know what? Here's where the Bulls make the mistake with Reinsdorf.
Okay.
There's no veterans to show the kids. Have this guy around for another year to show Zach Collins, period. Okay, let's get going.
I love it. Let's see how uncanny you are with your picks, because it is time.
Oh, we're already there.
Woo! One of my favorite moments in all podcast history is when Mike North hands out his predictions for Wednesday night action here on Vegas Scores and Odds. Presents the Mike North Advantage every Wednesday live here on Mixlr.com. Mike hands out 3 free picks, and if you can't catch us live, the podcast is available on iTunes, on Spotify, on Stitcher, you name it. Wherever you get a podcast, you can check it out on the way home, and then place your bets after you listen to Mike, because he is money in the bank. Mike, take it away.
I want to thank Aldo, first of all, because of Aldo and Bears Barroom and everybody in the Barroom. You know, Larry Swoboda, I just saw a buddy of mine the other day, and he said, the thing we love about you, Mike, is you never forgot where you came from, and I don't. And because of Bears Barroom, I've had a wonderful year, and it's turned into other things, and I'm always going to be with Bears Barroom in some capacity, and that's just the way it is.
I love it.
Because Aldo's a good guy, and Aldo believes in Bears Barroom, and I believe in Bears Barroom, and I'm happy for other people. I just saw where Ryan Badgley, is that his name?
Yes, Ryan
is
Badgley.
going to help
Yep.
with Bears, and you can tell everybody what that's going to entail real quick, and then we'll get to the stuff, Aldo.
Absolutely. Ryan Badgley, who has been one of the co-hosts on the Barfly Tailgate Show, is now also going to add to his duties co-hosting Draft on Tap. And Draft on Tap are going to be our fall show where we're going to keep an eye on college football prospects, so that when the NFL draft rolls around, you know who is, a good pick for the second round, third round, because Danny Shimon, Ryan Badgley, and the rest of the crew of Draft on Tap will keep you posted. Thanks for that, Mike.
That's awesome. And you know who else is going to keep you posted? Vegas Scores and Odds all year long with us. We're going to be going, and I'm going to be talking to those folks real soon, because we've had I think it's been a great relationship. Our Twitter handle's going up. Folks, if you want Vegas Scores and Odds to stay with us and to get the picks that you've been getting, 13 over 500, then you got to follow them at VSAO, at Vegas Scores and Odds. Just do that. It takes you a minute. You're going to find out. You're going to see picks that I make that go up there, and you're going to say, why didn't I go there? Just go there. Or call the number that everybody, we're a championship handicap site, 1-800-808-3419, 1-800-808-3419. We got all the top handicappers. Like right now, if I want to, I just go to the site right now, and at the top of my profile on Twitter, you know what it says on the top of my profile? It says what I need. It says the odds couple, ESPN. It says Bears Barroom, and it says VegasScoresandOdds.com. Those are the only 3 places you need to go. It's where you're going to hear the best of football, the best of picks, the best of baseball. But this week, I'm second, 4-1. John Anthony's first at 8-3. Hollywood is third at 1-0. MLB, same thing, 4-1 this week, and I'm 1480 and 1291. So just check out the number at 1-800-808-3419. Maybe you'll get my free pick tonight. They do rotating free picks from all the handicappers, and they give them out. Now, I'm going to make my picks real quick here because we got so much to talk about. I've been blabbing like a who knows what, like a hyena, and I want to just let everybody know that the first pick I'm going to give tonight is the team that's killed me. Not hurt me bad, because I've won more than I've lost. But if the Cubs would just win a game, I'd be happy. So what is everybody going to do tonight? After getting burned by the Cubs the last two nights, and after looking listless, and after Theo Epstein going on the radio today and saying our first innings have been horrible, take you Darvish tonight. That's it. The boss got pissed on radio today. That's all you have to hear. He's got their attention. We're going to talk more about the Cubs, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed.
And what they need to do. But I'm taking Hugh Darvish. I'm taking the under tonight in that game with Hugh Darvish. And then I'm taking the over in the Milwaukee game. So the Cubs, the under, and the over. And let me just go to everybody and tell you what that is right now as we are on the air at approximately 3:37. God, this sounds so official, doesn't it? The way I give the time and everything else. It sounds pretty official.
You going to give a traffic report next?
The game already started. No, anyway, we have the Cubs minus 125 tonight, folks. Mm-hmm. And then you have the under 9.5, Darvish and Archer. I think tonight they spin one, which means they do a pretty good job. And then the Brewers and Reds, Sonny Gray versus Chacon, the over under 9.5, take the over in that. Aldo, back to you.
I love it, Mike North, and I'm telling you right now, with the wedding for my daughter, the backyard remodel, I need to lay some money down. So I might be watching that Cubs game with extra interest because I might make.
Yeah, well, it would be about time. You know, you're the guy that will be mad at me after we go 18-1-1, and I give you finally decide to bet we lose, and you go, you suck. You know, I mean, my God, you could have had the house redecorated. Well, you probably did from its. You look at. I know you're not sleeping at night with the money, with the bills. I know you got one eye open.
That's right.
There's a window half open. Sometimes you're tempted to jump.
Absolutely, right out the
But
first
then you
floor.
look at your lovely bride and your lovely daughter, and you say, "It's all going to be worth it."
Yes,
right?
Indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you go and then you go to the minibar and try to find some tainted alcohol.
You
like you're
kidding.
in the Dominican. By the way, it's all coincidence. 13 people have died from drinking in a minibar. Who would have thunk it?
I find myself now looking at what's available on the dollar menu when I go to a restaurant because I need to save every penny.
My buddy took me a place the other day. You know, I got a pretty good standard for restaurants. I've been to the top restaurants all over the country, all over the world. Mm-hmm. My buddy took me to a place. I'm not going to say what place it was, but it was what I had never seen it. They counted the calories. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
On the menu.
Yeah, okay.
I don't go to places like that.
Why, right? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
I don't need to know what I'm going to put on today, okay? My God.
All right, well, the Cubs have been putting on a lot of frowns on the fans of their faces. Hey, how about that for a segue?
Oh, that's great.
This team has now committed 60 errors over their last 86 games. They're ranked 22nd in Fangraph's advanced base running statistic. I don't know what that is, but I'm stealing this from theathletic.com. And they're hitting 246 for runners in scoring position. It's just an indication of how poorly this team is playing. And Mike, I got to get, I know you like them tonight with you Darvish on the mound, and that
right.
Makes sense. But
they're going to win a game. Believe me, they're going to win. But how often are they going to win?
Exactly.
That is the question, right?
Exactly. That is the question. Exactly.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. First of all, Madden's old school hippie, laid back.
Yes.
The team, Rizzo. He's not a Chicago Italian.
No.
He's not a Boston Italian. He's a Florida Italian.
Yeah.
You know, laid back.
Very.
Nice guy. Really nice guy. Great man.
Yep.
Chicago loves him. You know, he's still having a good year. First base is tough. I thought he had a case. He's got some good numbers, but everybody's got good numbers because of the ball and because of certain players using steroids. I think that Bryant, he had to be added on. He's hitting 287. He's not hitting 330. Darvish has been more bad than good. Hamels has been so-so lately. Lester's been horrible. He even admitted on Twitter the other day. But I think Theo Epstein's had about enough. He had mentioned the first innings today. And I'm watching the first innings the last 2 nights, and I got money on him. And I'm getting my ass kicked because these guys, Almora, that play he made 2 nights ago in center, a one-hopper, they twist behind his back, the ball gets away from him. I mean, you know, Schwarber in left field, and this judge is a fly ball. You got a catcher in left, that's for sure. I like him, but he's not good enough to take a position. They need, if Madden doesn't get him there, he should be gone.
Yep.
He should be gone, and I never thought I'd say this because I like Joe, but maybe he's lost the team. Maybe they stopped listening to him. But every time I think that, then they put together a 3 or 4 game winning streak, and I think they're going to win tonight. So let's just see, wait what happens. I said they're going to explode after the All-Star break. They've already played 85, 86 games. But, yeah, I'm pissed off about the lollygagging, the lack of a sense of urgency. Hayward's hitting the ball. He's the only guy really, and Bryant. They've been doing the yeoman's work. Javi, I love Javi, but he's one of the guys in baseball that jogs to first.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I got to be straight up. I don't give a damn how great he is. He still jogs to first base.
Yep.
Run your ass off.
Please.
Please run. Don't look like a loser because you're a winner. And by the way, I said these guys in 2016 might be the 85 Bears. One-hit wonders. You know, incense peppermint, strawberry alarm clock, one-hit wonders.
Yes.
Edison Lighthouse, love grows where my rosemary goes. They never made another hit. The Archie, sugar, sugar, honey, honey. That was it. Gawny, gawny. No more, no more. Okay? So, I mean, seriously, is the window starting to close?
I gotta wonder because this
and
team.
I'm going to tell everybody this. I said this. Everybody wants Zobrist. He killed him. He's killed him by being out. He killed him by leaving. Absolutely has killed him. I know. I understand all the stuff that's going on. He quit. He's not getting paid. That's fine.
Right.
But he killed him. He's one of the more versatile players, and he's a winner, and he's clutch.
Yep.
That's just the way it is.
This team has not won a series since they swept 3 games a month ago against the St. Louis Cardinals in Wrigley Field. That's way back when they were playing basketball at the start of the NBA Finals. That's a long time ago for a team with so much quality. And what worries me about this team, Mike, and I'd love to get your viewpoint on this, is that
I don't think I'll do that, although I got things to do if you don't mind. I'd like to think myself. I have paperwork and other such essentials. No, of course. I love it.
This team has overvalued their young players, and now those young players who had so much trade value a year or 2 ago now don't have any, or it's much more reduced. And so Theo Epstein might not be able to bring in the necessary weapons to make this team a winner, because I don't think it's all Joe Madden, although he deserves his share of the blame, too.
Oh, he deserves his share of the blame, the first inning stuff. He's going to stay to what's gotten him successful, and he's been very successful. Arrieta killed him.
Yes.
I called that, and all the media said I was nuts.
You did.
Just like I was nuts with Cutler. When is the media in this town going to listen to me? Mm-hmm. Are they that proud that they think they can outthink me on this stuff? I said Hugh Darvish was going to be what he is, and nobody would listen to me. And here's another thing. How stupid are the Cubs? They're the stupidest team in baseball, and they shouldn't be. You say, why are they stupid, Mike? Ask me, why are they stupid, Mike?
Why are they stupid, Mike?
Well, great that you asked me that question. They lead the league in 38 outs on the base pass. That's deplorable.
Oh, goodness.
You know who's second? There's 2 teams, I don't have the notes, with 32. The Cubs are the runaway leaders with running into outs on the base paths. It happened last night at third base.
Yeah.
So they've had 38. Think about this. 38 miscues on the base paths. Now, if they cut that in half, those turn into runs plenty of times. So they've been horrible. They're from top to bottom. Hendricks tried to, he does everything he can to keep them in the game. Do they have the pitching staff to get it done? Is John Lester going to get it better? He was squeezed the other night. He gave up a 3-run homer in the first inning, came up a little bit. He says he's got to do better. So let's see what happens. Let's see if the pedigree takes over.
How worried are you about this team, Mike?
How worried is anybody about that analysis? They're not. That's how good that analysis was. I'm worried about this team. I want this team. They need something. I don't know if they need a ball player that's in the locker room that will turn stuff over. And people that don't think that's effective then play sports their lives.
Yeah.
Believe me, if you got guys that are so crazed that don't do anything to win, I don't see that with the Cubs.
Right.
I don't see that look.
I agree.
That crazy look. I see that laissez-faire look. To me, they're still walking down from the scoreboard.
Yep.
For the ceremony.
Yep.
That's the last time I saw them hostile, and they were lucky to win, was the World Series. And when they walked down like the kings of the Nile from that scoreboard and rubbed everybody's faces in it,
yes.
Guess what? How's that working?
It's like another curse has been thrown on this team.
Oh, my God.
I got to tell you one thing. I saw that game the other night when Javi Baez failed to throw to home and what clearly would have been a put out. Instead, they would have
had him.
They would have had him, and nobody in the team told them, throw home. Everybody was like, that's exactly how you described it. They were, out in space somewhere, and that's on the manager. Right? Because we saw that with the Bears.
Well, I got to tell you, is this a team that likes to go out at night? Is this a team that's getting the proper rest? I don't know these guys. And I don't talk to anybody. Look, Jesse's my good friend, but I don't talk to Jesse Rogers. And Jesse wouldn't tell me anyway.
Right.
Because Jesse's a straight-up dude.
He's a professional.
I wouldn't what this guy do. I did see one night there, Rizzo and Lester and Schwarber were at a place to eat at 3 in the morning. Okay, so they had some beers at a bar. And it got out on Twitter. Every baseball team does that.
Right.
Okay? I'm not going to get mad at them for that. I did that. And we won. And at our level, we won a lot of games. So I just think you need a Pete Rose type. Pete Rose said something the other day. He goes, the one stat that nobody talks about when it comes to me? He goes, forget about everything else. I won 1,972 games.
Wow. That is awesome. Yep.
And then he credited all the teams. Oh, wait a minute. He went to Philadelphia, and then they won. He went to Montreal, and then they got better. He was on Cincinnati, and they won 2 in a row. But he's crediting the teams. Give yourself some credit, right?
Absolutely. That's what
the Cubs need. I hate to say this, but look, what do? I'd rather have these guys. Bryce Harper's a nobody. Have you heard his name?
No. The first time in a couple of months.
Imagine having to drive a car for 13 years. You can't stand the first year.
Yes.
Right?
Well put.
My God. You got that guy for 13 years. Where's the rope? My God.
Well, all right. Well, the good news is that you've got the Cubs winning tonight. Yu Darvish on the mound. The last time you picked Yu Darvish in a game, you won. You won some money.
I
won. Did you see that?
I'm his lucky piece, man. I'm telling you, Yu Darvish is going to mow him down. Look, just go with the games. We're 13 over 500, folks. Enough of this, okay? It's like asking Babe Ruth, did you hit the ball far? Let's just do it, all right? Just go for it. Aldo kept questioning, worrying. He had to check the guy would be a millionaire by now.
I would be.
He'd be like one of those guys in American Made that, with the bag of money. You know what I'm saying?
The great Tom Cruise movie, absolutely.
What a movie that is with Tom Cruise. Can I tell you something?
Go ahead, please.
Tom Cruise gets better, man.
Yes.
He made American. First of all, the guy that the real guy in American Made was 320-pound guy.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
So
hey,
all the big fat actors are dead. Chris Farley, John Candy, everybody else. Victor Buono. How about that one?
That is true.
I pulled that one up. So he did get Tom Cruise. The guy's a movie star, man. I love that movie.
He really
I watched
is.
it about 10 times, right?
Yeah, every time it's on, I stop and watch a scene here, a scene there, and I probably a total. I've watched it 20 times.
I don't know who the girl is. They get a girl that's I don't know. She might be a great actress, but you know she was okay.
Yeah.
They give them the little roles,
Right.
But you know,
no.
I mean, you may never see her again. I wouldn't recognize her because Tom Cruise is so damn good in that movie.
He really
is.
He's an underappreciated, underrated actor
Big time.
and a Hollywood mogul. I mean, what he has done in Hollywood has to be respected, whether you like his
Agreed.
movies or not. So, all right,
Agreed.
let's talk about the Chicago Bulls. I want to get your take on whether you respect what they have done in free agency. Thaddeus Young, Tomas Santoransky, Ryan Osiadanko, Luke Cornett, Adam Mokoka. Those are the free agents signed. A lot of people are saying, wow, they might be building together a nice, deep roster, you know, and this could portend well.
We haven't done that one for a while. Are you crazy? Somebody said, hey, how about Santoransky? I go, what, did he cancel with Trump? I thought it was the Russian ambassador. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Santoransky. Then I remembered, right?
Yes,
okay.
not
Your
ours, I
average
mean.
players. Thaddeus Young, 12.6 rebounds.
Yes.
He shoots 60% from the field. Here's one problem. They don't let him get too close to the basket, apparently, if he only averages 12 points.
Yes, he's kind of old, too.
Oh, my God.
He's getting up
You
there in
know?
age.
I mean, seriously. Why didn't we go after Kemba Walker? We need a veteran. You can't have kids. What happened to Zach LaVine?
I don't know what's going on there.
I thought he was going to leave. I thought he's good. Now he's still with us. We got two guys that can't shoot as rookies. Mm-hmm. Right? 40% from the field.
I'm a little
We got
worried.
Zach LaVine, 40% from the field. We talked about it, that these guys are athletes. Well, so Zach LaVine, and they were going to trade him.
Yeah. Well, you know how you have been a great proponent of letting people know about the card packs fiasco that is happening over there.
Can you believe this? Chris Dunn, what happened to him?
Yeah, I don't
What,
know.
is he out all of a sudden? This guy was supposed to be the next 5-year point guard, and now everybody forgets about it.
Well,
I mean, what are the Bulls media writers doing? They're so afraid to call these guys out and call Reinsdorf out for what he is. He's buffaloing the fans.
Ooh, buffaloing.
Well, I don't know. What would you call it? Get it? Bullifying? I don't know. He's buffaloing the fans.
I don't know. That's harsh, Mike. Come on, buffaloing the fans.
They want what? Well, you at what's so bad about saying buffalo?
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
Okay, he's a bullshitter. Is that better?
That's more my talk. Yeah.
Okay? I mean, seriously, this team, from Chris Dunn to Levine, they were going to be our hope.
Right.
Taj Gibson,
Right.
Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. You know it as well as I do. Harsh, they won 22 games. You just turned into a Bulls beat writer in front of my very eyes. Aren't you being a little harsh, Mike? They won 22 games, Elves. Right?
You're right. But they had injuries. They got a lot of young guys.
Because the Bulls are darlings now. They're like the Cubs. They fill their stadium.
Oh, my
they have a
gosh.
good halftime show. The blimp is cute, and our team sucks. I mean, do you have any faith in this team? I mean, Thaddeus Young, look at Kemba Walker, man.
Yeah.
He goes, Michael Jordan loses that loyal soldier, and now he's going to be a good pickup for Boston.
He
From
really
Kyrie
is.
Irving?
Yeah.
That nutcase, this guy will bring you stability. He wants to play basketball, and he comes to play every night.
I totally agree. Well, and so that's one of the teams you think perhaps lost in free agency?
Nobody's talking about that. A 4-year deal for him. You know, they had problems because Kyrie Irving went into a shell.
Correct.
At halfway through the season. I think that Durant and Irving's a disaster. I'm sorry. You don't buy a rose that's been dented twice for top down. You don't.
Well,
And Kyrie Irving could be in the new cuckoo's nest.
yeah.
You know?
You know,
I mean, so he's not a stable guy, in my opinion. Although he's a great basketball player, he lost it last year, and he lost me. I think that the Boston Celtics with Kemba Walker got some stability that they didn't have last year. I think that the Brooklyn Nets are a loser. They're paying two guys $280 million, and one of them's got two blown tires on the right leg that's not going to play for a year. I think Kawhi Leonard staying in Toronto like we talked, right?
correct. Well, and you know, and here's the thing, Mike, is I totally agree with what you're saying, but the national media is saying things like the Brooklyn Nets could have the most enviable franchise in the nation, as they have a chance to ditch ugly stepchild status from the Knicks after luring Durant and Irving. But I'm with you. I'm not sure those are great acquisitions.
Well, the fact that I won my argument.
Yes.
You said the national media likes it.
Right.
They're dumbasses. They lose. Their success rate is like 25%.
Yeah,
I keep track of these people. I listen. I follow people on Twitter that I respect, but that are wrong a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sacramento helped themselves. How about DeMarcus Cousins? There's no market for him.
No, well, him and a bunch of other big guys did just the NBA is treating them like the NFL treats running backs now.
And the Achilles tendon hurt him, else.
Yeah.
The Achilles tendon hurt him.
Absolutely.
I think that hurt him. And here's another thing. You know who else won? Golden State.
Huge, right?
They don't have to pay Durant.
Right.
He's gone. $143 million saved. They would have given him. He wanted to leave. Draymond Green, I guess, and him. Draymond Green said, see you later. We won without you. That's what I've been saying all along. They gave up their game to get him some rings. They had you. They're going to retire his number. The owner loves the guy.
What do you think about the loss?
And they're going to retire him, which, okay, that means that whole team's going to have some retired numbers.
Really?
Because Klay Thompson's coming back, Curry.
Right.
You know, they're going to have a year off too, but they're going to stockpile, don't you think?
I think so. But what do you think about the loss of Andre Iguodala, who is now effectively replaced by D'Angelo Russell? Do you think?
I love D'Angelo Russell, and I didn't. When he got in that trouble with the Lakers, when he was in the hotel, and he was caught on social media ratting on a teammate. I said, my God, I didn't believe in him coming out of college. Mm-hmm. But man, the Brooklyn Nets, they had a good year with him, and he came out of nowhere. I love Golden State doesn't make mistakes.
They don't.
And you know what? But they still may trade him.
Yeah, there's still a lot of NBA free agency
isn't
stuff
the NBA
going on.
great, buddy?
It really is. They've done a really nice job with this part of the off season. You know, a lot of people point towards the NFL, but I think the NBA handles free agency better than the NFL.
Oh, and better than Major League Baseball. I mean, think about it. Keuchel wasn't signed. Mm-hmm. Keuchel wasn't signed till like about a month ago in Major League Baseball. That's unheard of in the NBA. These guys go after, and I don't want to hear how the NBA's hurting. They make so much money. Look at the contracts they're giving out. They get 41 Broadway shows. Jerry Reinsdorf has a sellout Broadway show for $22,000.
Amazing.
41 days a year. Think about that.
Amazing.
How much money they make. Think about that.
Oh, big
they got
time.
10 different uniforms.
Yeah.
You know, they have a uniform for every day of the week now.
Yeah.
They got the best planes. Are you kidding? You know how much money these people make?
They make a lot of money.
They don't want to tell us. Believe me.
They don't. Don't open up the books, for sure.
My God, no.
Got to get your take on.
They make nothing but money, man.
Yep. Got to get your take on Derrick Rose signing with the Detroit Pistons, 2-year, $15 million deal. Do you think that's Derrick Rose? That's a good place for Derrick. I mean, it's a brand new arena over there, but they're not selling any tickets, and I don't think Derrick is going to sell out any tickets. What do you think about that?
His fingernails, he's almost done.
Yeah.
I like to look. When he played his little injured game, I lost all respect for the guy. Did. A year and a half, getting in uniform, shooting around, and then showing the fans up by getting in the suit for a year and a half. I thought that they babied him. I thought that he came back too slow. I thought I had seen other athletes come back faster in all sports, as everybody do. I don't have time to name all the names now.
Sure, but you're absolutely right. That was very unusual how the Bulls babied him, and he.
I don't want to hear how tough the guy is from Inglewood and all this crap. I don't want to hear about it.
I got into a Twitter battle with a couple of guys who were just talking about the Bulls just signed Derrick Rose, bring him back, and I'm like, why? He was
because he owns a part of Giordano's with Reinsdorf, probably. I don't know.
Listen to this.
My God, the nonsense that he wanted to see is I want to be able to walk by the time I'm 40.
I know.
Take your ass out of here.
That was the most offensive thing I've heard a Chicago sports star say.
Horrible.
Unbelievable.
They handled him horribly. Maybe they tried to help him. But he's such a nitwit. Then he had some problems off the court.
Yes.
But we're supposed to say he's poo. He lost his cuteness a long time ago, man.
He really did. And last season, he had a great first half to the season, and they were talking about him potentially winning the Sixth Man of the Year award. But then the second half, he was awful. He's got no outside shot. He was 5 for 40 from three-point range.
Didn't you bail out on the Knicks for about a week and just leave?
Yeah, exactly. That's another
what kind
thing.
Of profession? Don't call yourself a pro. I don't care if you're MVP or what. You're just bailing out on your teams, walking away. I need to sit down. You got personal problems. So does everybody else. Weak stock, in my opinion, period.
I agree with you, Mike. I here in my man cave, I've got a picture up of Derrick Rose, and I think from season 2 of this.
He was a shining light,
man.
He was
awesome.
Great.
He was
but
awesome.
At the end, his comments, his behavior, his act got old, and his babying and his afraidness just. Sorry, I didn't have enough room in my head for the guy no more.
When he signed that $90 million contract with the Bulls after his rookie deal was up, all of a sudden things just went downhill. And I hate to pick on the guy when he's down, but I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan.
He's not down. He's still making $15 million.
That's right, he is. He's making a hell of a lot more money than I am.
He's lucky there's a lot of teams in the league.
Yep. I mean, I love the
because
fact.
You know what? Here's a guy, Reinsdorf vouched for him, and you know what? Reinsdorf, once again, showing you in real estate he's a maven. As an owner, or as whatever they're called now, governors or head moron. That's what he might be.
Yeah,
seriously.
It is sad. It is sad. All right, I wanted to touch on Elton Brand, the general
manager. You think
manager.
that was a little bit too strong?
No. We love
Elton Brand. I love Elton Brand.
Yeah, I do too, and I think he's doing a good job as general manager of the 76ers. He let Jimmy Butler go and J.J. Redick, but he replaces them with Al Horford and Josh Richardson. I don't think that's a bad move, and particularly when he's the nucleus of that team, those young players are just going to get better. And Jimmy Butler, doesn't he seem like a head case to you, Mike?
Oh, my God. Come on now. Jimmy Butler, this is his fourth team.
Yes, what's going on?
He wants to fight everybody. If you're one of those guys that, hey, we got Jimmy Butler, you go, look out, or you're happy for a minute, then you're sad, then you're happy. You know there's going to be a problem. He was supposed to go to Houston, that didn't pan out. The guy goes to Miami for what? Just to make his money, man.
Right.
Just to jump around. Good for you, Jimmy. I'm happy for you. But you're not a superstar. You're a very good player who can't lead a team to a championship.
He said he wanted to play for a winner, and then he signs with the Miami Heat. Well, that's
Hey, Jimmy can do whatever he wants. Just don't tell me you're a superstar.
Yeah.
I watch superstars. Okay? You're the little colonel in their stool. All right? Please. Please.
And then another team I've got to talk about before we sign off here. Get your opinion on the Milwaukee Bucks. Doesn't it seem weird that they let Malcolm Brogdon go away? He was a restricted free agent. They could have kept him.
I hate that. That's a great call. Who got him? Sacramento? Where'd he go?
He went to the Indiana Pacers. 4 years, $85 million. I know it's a lot of money, but you're trying to win a championship with Giannis before he leaves. So what are you going to do?
But they signed Chris Middleton.
That is true.
Which is a good signing. And Brogdon, I hated to lose him. And as far as Milwaukee's concerned,
right.
But you know what? They might have other plans. They got the one centerpiece that they need. You know, And, the Lakers talk is quieted down. I don't think Kawhi's going to go there. I think hopefully he'll stay like I predicted in Toronto. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a good thing. It's been great. The free agent stuff's been great.
It's been a lot of fun. There's no doubt about that, and I can't wait to the next Mike North Advantage show, which will happen next Wednesday right here live on Mixlr.com. And if you can't hear us live, make sure you go to Bears Barroom Radio Network on Google, and you will find us on every podcast delivery system. You can listen to this show on demand whenever you want to, in the car, at home, in the toilet, wherever you are, and listen to the great Mike North Advantage. Mike, what do you got to say to your fans?
The podcast will be up in about a half an hour, so you'll hear the same magic that you just heard, folks, from the great Aldo Gandhi and myself. We love you at the Barroom, folks. We love you at Vegas Scores and Odds. Remember, check out Vegas Scores and Odds. The number is 1-800-808-3419. Check out all the handicappers, VegasScoresandOdds.com, at VSAO Pick Packages. That range from daily to weekly. 1-800-808-3419. Aldo, take care, buddy.
Okay, buddy.